I'm Corky Coker, and I have been around collector cars my whole life. I've been raised in the old car hobby. I love the European cars, the Model Ts, the hot rods, the race cars, the vintage bikes, the antique trucks. I just dig it. But you know what's better than that? Is the people in the old car hobby. They are the best.
Sometimes the road less traveled takes you where you need to go. You turn back, things unravel.
At Honest Charlie Speed Shop, we love to build hot rods.
You'll never know what we've been looking for. Across the road, it always winds. Keep your eyes on what's in front of you. You just don't know what you might find.
Every car here in the Coker Museum has a story, and every story has a good ending. The most important thing that I like to do is have other people enjoy them, and I like to drive them. I like to see them out on the roads, I like to see them on the racetracks, and that's what we're doing at Honest Charlie Garage. We're building cars that people can enjoy, that people can drive, and people can experience.
Have you found what you've been looking for? Across the road, it always winds. Keep your eyes on what's in front of you. You just don't know what you might find.
Did you grow up riding in the back of a station wagon, maybe going to the drive-in movie, backing up next to the speaker, had all the popcorn that your mom and dad could buy for you to eat for $1.25? Well, this is a station wagon. This is Henry Ford's version of a station wagon in 1932. 1932 is a very important year for me. I just think they're the coolest, with the crown fenders, the grille shape, the big headlamps similar to the Model A's. You know, Henry Ford made 1,032 station wagons in the B model, which is the L head, 221 cubic inch, 50 horsepower, 4-cylinder, and it had a 3-speed, really an amazing car. This is an original car with the original patina. This is the original paint that Henry Ford put on this car. They're amazing little cars. It's quiet. It will cruise down the road at 50, 60 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour probably pretty easily. It does not have roll-up windows. It's really cool. You can see in the side of this car that the side curtains slide up with rails into the roof, and they do so all the way back. Now, this car is outfitted with the original side curtains in it for the front, and you know, sometime through the years, the rears came apart, but I have the frames for them. The frames for these rear side curtains that slide on these rails are right here, so all I've got to do is put the isinglass back around it, and it'll go for these rear windows, but it slides up into the roof. How convenient is that? Interesting thing about the station wagons or Woody wagons that Henry Ford built, he had his own forest in the upper peninsula of Michigan that he would harvest the spruce and take it down to Dearborn, the peak plant, or you know, one of the plants where they built these station wagons. And all of this timber, all of the spruce was harvested on Henry Ford or Ford Motor Company's own forest, and they built these wonderful little cars out of it. So you want to hear it run? Come around here and look in this window over here so that you can see me start this car. So 3-speed, one of the most important things that you have to do is make sure that it first is in neutral. It is 3-speed, so at first, second, and third, and reverse is right up here, so neutral. Probably before you do that, as we were preparing to show this car to you, I tried to start it. It wouldn't start for nothing. It's being a little bit cantankerous. The first thing you got to start is to make sure it has petrol in it. It was bone dry. So we put a little petrol in it, and I bet she starts just as fast as I hit the starter. Listen, listen. Oh, is it running? Yeah, it's running. Original. Headlamps work. It has a floating liquid gauge on it that shows the gas tank level. Starter pull right here goes straight down to the starter, engages the starter. It's an amazing car. You know what I'd like to do with this car? I'd like to do what I call, with the guys in the shop, do what I call a 30-minute restoration. Let's get this car out and we'll take it to the back. It takes more than about 30 minutes, but what I want to do is just spruce it up, make it look cool, make it look more original. I've got some original 1932 Ohio plates for it. It needs those. I'm going to put some magic juice on it so the original color stands out and the wood stands out. So folks that come through the Coker Museum and Honest Charley Garage will see this original 1934, 32 Ford station wagon. Built 1,032 of them. You can help support our show by joining the Haggerty Drivers Club. It includes a subscription to our award-winning magazine, unlimited access to our valuation tool, 24/7 roadside assistance with flatbed towing, free classified listings, exclusive coupons and offers, and VIP perks to select Haggerty events. Get more information at haggerty.com/HDC. And by our friends at Moss Motors. Run by enthusiasts for enthusiasts.
The predecessor to this vehicle was a 1949 XK120, which was the fastest production car at the time. And what's cool about this is it shows on the back, it's got a little emblem that says the winner of Le Mans in 1951, 53, 55 through 57. Pretty cool detail, and this is a gentleman's car that was made to go fast in 1959. Just like the interior in the front, the interior back here is just as beautiful, with vinyl being placed perfectly. There is actually junk in the trunk right now.
So Moss gave us an interior kit, and this included, of course, seat covers, carpet, dash pieces, a lot of the stuff that we needed, and new pieces to retrim some of the old stuff that was to be reused. Including that was sound deadening and heat shielding. Put that down, very easy to install. It's got that sticky bottom, you put it down and that's it. Maybe step on a little bit to make sure it's down all the way, you don't have any pockets of air in there. But it's pretty straightforward. And then I added felt on top of that for myself, just to add a little bit more plush to the interior of the car. And it also helps a little bit with the sound deadening. Of course, in a convertible, you don't really have much in the way of sound deadening to begin with. And on this Roadster, and since it's not a drop head coupe, it has even less structure to the top. It's a much sportier car, so there's a lot more sound getting in anyway, but it does make it a little bit more comfortable of a car driving around town. Jason put the doors together. Moss provided a lot of the parts, all of the materials, and you could see these side casings they were missing on ours. We had the material, Moss sent us the material to recover the side casings, but we didn't realize at first that we were actually missing the bent aluminum to recover. So what Jason did instead was just trace out a piece of cardboard to the shape based on pictures and based on what we already had, and then just traced that into pieces of aluminum, cut them and bent them the shape, and just went from there.
Well, I just walked into the shop here at Honest Charley Garage and checking on this 150S Jaguar, and it's really made a lot of headway. You notice that we got the hood on. The engine is completely detailed, done, ready to go. Drives like a Banshee. It is an amazing car. The hood all looks nice and neat. Gives it that 150S line. The interior on this car has been amazing. Moss Motors did an amazing job supplying us with all the pieces. Now we had to make door panels. Our guys here made these door panels complete. My friend David Giannakopoulos, who was the executive VP of Volkswagen, a good friend, but he's an avid Hudson 640 racer with Ragtime Racers. He supplied me with these ashtrays, door ashtrays. You will not believe how rare they are. There was a couple guys in England that had a couple of those available for about $700 a piece for an ashtray. Nobody even uses it, but it made the door panel. Josh and Jason have been amazing. Josh specifically is a graduate of McPherson College, and his detail have changed this from a just kind of a fix up, make it mechanical, make it look pretty good car so I could go down the road and blow my white hair in the wind, to a really, I might need to just say, okay, I'm going to change my mind. I want to take all this original paint off and make it a concourse restoration, because he's been that detailed. Somebody told me just a minute ago that he lined all the flathead screws, 1959, they didn't have Phillips heads, flathead screws, lined them up because he's that detailed. That's what they teach him at McPherson College. Miss Jan is going to drive this car pretty soon, because all we need now are the seats, the seat cushions, and the top. We got a couple pieces of chrome around the windshield that we need done, and it's been a great process. Moss Motors has been amazing. My guys here at Honest Charley Garage are the best. I'm telling you, the absolute best. So Chip, what do you think about all these folks in the South sold out this event for you in like 2 hours, and it's the first time they've ever sold out one of these events. This is the Savoy Museum, as you well know. You've been here many times.
I just want to say it's truly an honor to be associated with Savoy.
Yeah.
And I want to thank John and all of the employees and everybody that has put this place together.
McRae and
it's
Tom
a phenomenal
and
museum.
Bruce and all their docents. It's probably the most unique facility I've ever been in. How about you?
It's an amazing museum.
Yeah.
And like I say, I'm truly honored to be here and to have, these
your scrap iron here?
These aren't the cars that I build for customers.
No, that's right.
Those are the high end. This is what I drive.
This is his everyday driver. So let's just kind of check out this museum.
It's a different display. I've never displayed my personal cars.
Even their logo with the big Pierce era deal. This is a pretty nice little F100, buddy.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is my very first car that I ever owned.
Yeah.
I bought this from my father in 1978, and I had also wrecked it in 1976. When I was 12 years old, my father taught me how to drive in this truck. And we had a Rolls Royce in the shop. It was backed into the front, ready to be delivered to a customer.
Ready to be delivered.
Yes, and my dad taught me how to drive. We drove all
Did you
around
wreck the Rolls Royce also?
I hit the Rolls Royce head on. So my office at the shop, the door to my office has that Rolls Royce grill hanging over top of it. And that's a reminder that everything can go wrong real quick.
And you never know when that day that it goes wrong could be.
Well, I was 12 years old, and I had my foot on the brake, and I'm trying to steer it didn't have power steering. I'm trying to turn this truck, and I'm pulling on the steering wheel, and I'm putting my weight into it, and my foot slipped off the brake and landed on the gas. And I lit up the rear tires and hit plowed right into that Rolls Royce.
So this is pretty good, pretty cool piece, but this 33 station wagon I see is pretty nice.
Well, you have the.
I have the older sister.
Yes, the 32.
The older sister, the 32
and I would love
is the
to
original
get these
piece.
two together someday. They're pretty close right now.
Yeah, I've got a video of you straightening my fenders out, right like that in my museum.
Well, yours needed to be straightened.
These you did these in the shop.
This car came from Edgecliff,
Yeah.
which was a resort in Pennsylvania. They used this to transport the guests. And Tom Hardy from Cartersville Hot Rods in Athens, Georgia, he found this, and we ended up going in partners with it. And then he wanted to sell his partnership out. He had a buyer for it, and I just sent him the money because I didn't want to let it go.
So,
I love this little vehicle.
You know what's really cool about this car is you get one of the things that I have sold to hundreds and thousands of people everywhere is big and little, tall and skinny. And
now,
you
I'll
always
let you
get
in
that.
a little secret.
What's that?
These are the front tires that were on this,
Uh-huh.
and I put some other rear tires on it first.
Yeah.
And when actually Kathleen bought
Yeah,
this car, those rear tires were on this car, but I wanted the 18s.
You wanted the sawtooth tread design.
Yes.
We talked about that on the telephone.
Yeah,
Sawtooth tread front and rear.
I couldn't get any yet, so I pulled them off of this and put them on this, took that to a show, but they're both here and I've got these tires on this one. And these actually look better on the Woody than they did on the coupe.
Oh yeah.
So I left it that way.
Yeah, that's good. You got a GTC?
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Fun
know,
piece.
I have two Italians in my life,
You do.
Kathleen and the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
this-
you know, actually, I love this little 330, but I like Kathleen better.
I do
She
too.
is so good for you, buddy.
She's
She is
fantastic.
amazing.
Thank
She
you.
is amazing.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations.
You know, this, I was never looking for a Ferrari.
Right.
But I had a customer that owned this car, and he came to the shop, and I had two cars that he really wanted. And I was joking, he says, what would you want for these two cars? I said, give me your Ferrari. We did it.
So this little 32 Roadster, tell me about it.
Oh, this is a fun story because, again, we're gonna bring Kathleen into it.
Oh, yeah.
And she's been involved in the last three cars because just Italian, but I went to Tom Hardy's open house.
Oh, yeah.
And Jim Fallon, who owned this car, was there, and he asked Kathleen. Now, I had just started dating her. He asked Kathleen, what do you think of these hot rods? And she says, well, I've never been in one. And she hadn't. We just started dating, and we went back there. And he
So
says,
she's dating Chip Foose.
we had
but
never
you-
been
She's
for a
never
ride
been in a hot rod.
No, we had just started dating. And I took her back there, and he says, well, take her for a ride in my hot rod. And I said, I don't like to drive other people's cars. He said, I insist. You take her for a ride in the hot rod. So we went for a ride, and she took a selfie, and she had a great time. And we got back, and he says to Kathleen, what'd you think? She says, I absolutely loved it. This is a great car. It's so much fun. And I said, you know what this means?
I gotta
And
buy
he-
it, Tom.
And he says, what? And I said, you gotta sell it to me. So I bought it, and it's here.
First hot rod ride. So I know about this car. I've seen this car. I saw this car all at SEMA. This is a Porsche logoed Myers-Manx.
Well-
So I see the hood.
Yes.
I see the hubcaps. It's just really slick.
The whole thought behind this car is, it was a Volkswagen that was a donor car for the Myers-Manx.
Yeah, right.
I thought rather than a Volkswagen, what if it was a 356 Porsche? So the little grab bar on the front of the hood is from a 356.
Right.
The wheels are 356, but I cut
You
and
widened
widened them.
them. Yep.
Hubcaps. The steering column, the steering wheel.
wheels?
A little bit.
Yeah, awesome. The steering
So
wheel
the
is
steering wheel, the
Yeah.
steering column, the mirrors, the gauges, all of the details are 356 Porsche original. And you know
still
who Rod?
fiberglass bucket.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know Rod Emery?
Yeah.
Well, he builds the Outlaw
Yeah,
356s.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
He let me go in his warehouse of all the parts that he takes
And
off
just
those cars,
pull apart.
and that's where all these parts came from. Other than the motor, Steve Johnson out of San Diego
Yeah.
built. It's a 2275. It's a, I think it's a Series 1 Volkswagen case, the
Right.
motor,
Yeah.
but
With all the top end,
details
yeah.
with the 911
Yeah.
shroud and the fan. But the fan also has the alternator built into it. So there's no alternator on it. And it's just, it's a
Amazing.
fun little vehicle. And I'm
Amazing.
building a second one right now for Kathleen as well.
So you guys can go out in the mountains of East Tennessee or whatever and and this crowd is here for you.